What's good, everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. It's time for another weekly movie review, so I'm back on my trusty couch, and let's get right to it. This week, I reviewed one of Marvel's most recent action adventures, one of their most recent comic book adaptations, that of Thor. Now, for those of you who aren't that big into comic books, or weren't that big into Thor, which I was never that big into, he is the god of thunder. I'm sure you guys know at least some background regarding him. He's played by Chris Hemsworth, who does a great job at it, I will say, as well as has given me a new guide as to how I'm going to grow my body too, though I'm probably going to need some HGH to get that big. Dude is beast mode, which works perfectly with Thor. Essentially, he is a very arrogant, cocky, full of himself, constantly wanting to go to war type of god who is next in line to take over the throne from his father, who is played by Anthony Hopkins. The problem is he is very much a kill first, ask questions later type of leader, which his father really wants to try and get him to break some habits. And after he makes a couple major mistakes and potentially puts his entire world in danger, really, he is banished to Earth. At which point, he meets Natalie Portman, who plays a scientist who is studying potential wormholes, as well as just overall creepy stuff happening in the sky. She also gets help from Kat Denning, who's actually pretty funny in this movie. I've always liked her. Thought she was really good in 40-Year-Old Virgin, a couple other things I've seen her in. So I really like that. And she's got some good, witty little one-liners. And once he is banished, he meets them who, he's trying to adjust to some of Earth's, nuances while trying to explain who he really is. But of course, nobody believes that he's some, god from another world who has a hammer that makes awesome sounds. That's one of the coolest things in the movie. Well, not one of the coolest things, but a little side that I really liked is every time he hit somebody with that damn thing, it sounded like a fungo bat. It was like, bong! It was really cool. But some good action, I will say. Definitely some good action. So essentially, he's trying to find his way back to his home and before some bad stuff happens. I'm not going to spoiler alert the movie, but before some bad stuff happens, which is like the most generic, corny thing I could have said there. Also has a quick cameo. Make sure you keep your eye open for it. But a quick cameo by Jeremy Renner, who's going to be playing Hawkeye in the Avengers movie. Excited about that. As well as, I believe his name is Clark Gregg. Yeah, want to give him a shout out. He plays Agent Coulson, who we first got introduced to in the first Iron Man and has been in each movie getting a little bit bigger of a role. There's a really funny line. I'm sure you guys in the preview saw the Destroyer, which is that big, huge metal thing that shoots fire out of its face. But listen for it. The first time that Agent Coulson sees it, he has a dialogue with one of the other agents, and the agent says, "Is that one of Stark's?" Shout out to Tony Stark, Iron Man, always building stuff like that. I just thought it was clever. That's one thing I love. I love when movies shout out other movies and they travel along, stuff like that. I really like that. But it's got some really cool action, honestly. I really enjoyed a lot of the fantasy element of it. I know some people didn't like it. They thought that it was a little bit over the top. And I really thought that I was going to think it was a little over the top. That's why I didn't see it in theaters. Just because... And in all honesty, some of the scenes were pretty fantasy-esque, but overall, it really was well done. Shout out to my boy Idris Elba as well, who plays the gatekeeper, essentially the guy who keeps track of who's entering and exiting their world, or their realm. Actually, I'm sorry, they're not their world, but their realm. And he has some cool lines, and he's just a badass. Idris Elba is one of my favorite actors. Shout out to Idris for Stringer Bell. Bad dude. So big shout out to him. But overall, I really did like the movie. I thought it was a good action flick. I thought it was I didn't think it was quite as good as the first Iron Man, which the first Iron Man is my absolute favorite when it comes to any comic book or superhero movie. I'm sorry. Well, okay, that's not true. Any Marvel. Any Marvel movie, because Dark Knight was better, but that's DC, so we won't even get into that. Because we can get into the Marvel versus DC universe. We can start getting into that for hours. But for a Marvel comic book movie, Iron Man is the best as far as I'm concerned. Then after that, I would actually put Thor. I would put Thor in second place. Then I would probably say Iron Man 2 and the Hulk with Edward Norton are right there. And then after that's the Hulk, the first one. God, that movie's so bad. But anyway, I really did like it. I give it a solid 4 stars. I am going to buy it. I am going to add it to my collection. I did not see it in 3D, so I can't give a comment about that. I did do a little bit of research into it, and I know a lot of people who did see it in 3D said that the 3D kind of takes away from it in some aspects, just that for that much action, it's tough to watch in 3D. And that it made the movie overall more dark. So I can't speak on it. That's just what a couple, actually not like 2 or 3 different posts on IMDb said that. So there's all I can add about that. But overall, I really did like the movie. It was entertaining. It had a decent enough storyline. They played up the love between Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth a little bit too much for my taste. I thought it was a little over the top in a couple regards with that, but other than that, I really was impressed with it. I thought it was overall a great movie, a great comic book movie, and overall a pretty solid movie, pretty solid action movie. I mean, you got to know what you're going in for. You know you aren't going to see some top level, 5-star, deep, emotional, tons of meaning type of movie. This is a comic book movie, and it was cool to watch his transition. I mean, his transition changed pretty quickly once he got to Earth and actually saw, that he was kind of a douchebag. But the transition did happen pretty quickly. They really just kind of made it like, he's mean, he beats everything up, oh, he's on Earth now he's nice. So, but again, it's a comic book movie. But overall, it was cool watching the transition. Chris Hemsworth, a good actor. I definitely can't wait to see him in more film, because I actually think he plays pretty solid character. I'm not familiar with any of his other work. I am going to go check it out just to see across the board, how he does with it. I thought it was cool as well. They all held some, I don't want to say like, they weren't English type of accents, but they're more of an old world accent, if you will. More of a, what you would expect there to be for an old Nordic type of god. And I can't remember if I said in the beginning that Anthony Hopkins is the one who plays his father. I think I did. But just in case I didn't, Anthony Hopkins plays his father. It was awesome. Yeah, I think I said it. I'm really tired. It's actually Saturday morning. It's like 4:30 in the morning, so I'm a little tired. But that's my excuse. But overall, I really did think it was a solid movie. I'm definitely going to go cop it, add it to the collection. Another thing, hopefully you guys know, whenever you see a Marvel movie, stay till the end. As they did with Iron Man 1, with Iron Man 2, now with this, they give a little bit of a snippet into the next film that's coming out. So this one, you get to see one of the scientists, so I didn't mention his name because I apologize, I can't remember what it was, that is working with Natalie Portman, and Kat Denning meets up with Nick Fury, played by Samuel L. Jackson. You have to scream his name. That's what he does. And they give a little bit of a insight into the next movie, which would have been Captain America. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that they always continue that storyline along. Just like in Iron Man 2, they cut with showing Thor's hammer at the crash site. So it's just a cool little backstory. So it's almost like you're following 2 stories at once. You got the normal story of the movie, and then you got that little subplot that's just going through it. So just something definitely to check out. Make sure you guys stay to the end and watch that. Thor has been confirmed going to be in the Avengers. So Avengers is shaping up to be pretty on point. I'm excited about that. I'm definitely excited about it. I might have to break it up into 2 parts to do a review for that. I'm definitely excited. So I'm definitely going to be adding a Captain America to whenever that comes out on DVD. You'll be getting a review of that as well. So stay tuned for that. But of course, thank you very much for checking out my video. Let me know what you guys think. Did you like Thor? Did you hate Thor? Did you think that I was kind of on target with my review? Overall, I did like it. 4 stars. Definitely a solid movie, solid comic book movie. I'll be adding it to the collection. And, well, that's about it. So, if you guys loved it, hated it, think I should change my interviewing style or reviewing style, think I should review something specific, think I should stay away from big budget movies, only do independent little things, whatever, just tell me. I'm curious to hear what people think. So definitely give me some comments. Like this video if you wouldn't mind. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, I try to put up videos at least a couple times a week. So absolute bare minimum, you'll be getting your weekly movie reviews from me. So definitely, subscribe and keep in touch with me. Of course, if you're up on a Facebook, I would really appreciate it if you could like my page on Facebook, which is search for Matthew Maley Poker. You'll see me standing up at the World Series of Poker, so that's me. As well as over on Twitter, follow me at Matthew Maley. Follow me, I follow back. And as always, MatthewMaley.com. So once again, it's Friday night, actually Saturday morning, but it still counts. I haven't gone to bed yet, so it's still Friday night as far as I'm concerned. And we're doing it big as always with the weekly movie review. So thanks for checking out my videos, everybody. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And stay tuned. Got big things coming. Peace out, y'all.